Okay, real quick before getting into the news. If I decide to shill out the $350 for the Iron Man VR set and make a video of me playing it, will you guys actually watch or will I just be wasting my time? Don't just make me spend my money, okay? I work hard on it too. It ain't easy looking like a doofus on here. Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on another episode of Side Flick. My name is Chris. We've got some great movie news to talk about today. We have Sony Animation admitting to more R-rated animated movies up and coming. We have Pennywise the Clown jumping on the big screen again. An update on Spider-Man 3. That and so much more, guys. So I'm gonna need your opinions down below on everything we discussed today. The whole point of doing these videos is your guys' opinions down below. Even if you disagree with me, it still makes for a good little chat when I'm in bed at night going, oh, you idiot, I'm not fat Elon Musk. But also don't forget to leave a like on the video if you're enjoying these Side Flick episodes. So before diving into the movie topics, just a quick reminder to you guys, sometimes I do movie topics on bigger news stories that I think deserve their own videos. I talked about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. We finally got confirmation on that reboot, and Seth Rogen is attached to help make the movie, which is the reason why I have the Turtles front and center. I still need to switch them out with my horror characters. We also have the first poster of Willy's Wonderland, the movie where Nicolas Cage plays a janitor at an amusement park who gets to fight evil animatronic puppets, even a video on a freaking live-action Magic School Bus movie. So if you're interested in any of those videos, I'll leave in the description if you want to watch them after this. Alright, but jumping right into it, let's start off with one of my favorite superheroes of all time, Spider-Man. Now, one of the many horrible things to come out of this pandemic is all the delays of great movies we were supposed to get in the coming years, and one of those being the third Spider-Man movie with Tom Holland. This movie, in fact, was supposed to start shooting over the summer. We were probably supposed to already know the amazing title for this with the word home in it. Still accepting suggestions whenever they do announce the title. Anybody who gets it right, I'm gonna bring up their comment on that video. Well, now with some details that have landed online, it looks like Spider-Man 3 is setting to start production in September. And I know it might not seem that exciting. Okay, of course they're eventually gonna start shooting, but if it's that close in September, which is only a few months away, that means they're gonna have to announce the title of this movie, who the main villain will be, any surprise casting choices. I mean, can you all remember how surprised we were when we heard Jake Gyllenhaal was Mysterio? I'm expecting same level of surprises when they announce the villain of this film. My money is still on Kraven the Hunter as the villain, but who knows? They could throw a curveball at us. One thing's for sure though, we know Scorpion that they set up in the first Spider-Man movie is going to be coming back, so he will have some sort of role in the film. But we also have to be on the realistic side that every day the pandemic just seems to get worse and worse. I really thought by this time around in the month of July, this whole pandemic would have been behind us. We would have gone past it. I want to know from you guys, do you think by September Spider-Man 3 will meet its production schedule and thus leading to the information of us knowing the title, the villain, and everything else related to Spider-Man 3? Let me know down below. Jumping off from some Spider-Man news into Sony, the people who do own the Spider-Man IP. The head of the animation studio, Christine Belson, who brought us the fantastic Spider-Verse movie that we got to see, was recently doing an interview and opened up about the fact that their animation studio will be investing in more R-rated and PG-13 animated movies. This is exactly what they had to say. I don't think you're going to see more family animated movies because that's very saturated. There will be more R-rated animated movies. There are a couple we're working on and we're excited about releasing our first one. I think you're going to see PG-13 animated movies, which is something you haven't seen before. Harder action, adventure sort of stuff. One thing I gotta point out right away, which is weird that she said this, that they would come out with their first R-rated movie when Sony, you already put out an R-rated animated movie titled Sausage Party. Are you trying to forget that? Because I haven't, especially that ending. But aside from that, I really applaud this man, because as a geek who likes to surround himself with toys and watch the occasional animated movie, it's really cool to know that the 3D animated style is going to move beyond being kid family friendly. There's so many amazing stories you could tell if you just mature the themes a little bit, going to that PG-13 or R rating. It might seem a little weird and shocking to think what R-rated animated movies, but we technically already have plenty of PG-13 or R R-rated animated movies. Just look at a lot of anime movies. Or heck, a bunch of you guys out there are probably fans of shows like Family Guy or Bob's Burgers or Rick and Morty, which are animated shows made for adults. I think it's really time that we start pushing for more of this out there, and R-rated doesn't essentially mean every movie will come out like Sausage Party where it's just grotesque, really graphic humor. It could be like what she was suggesting in that animated movies would just not be afraid to be more action-packed. Heck, even bringing up the Ninja Turtles, who just got announced that their next movie will be CG animated. If they decide to make that PG-13, that means we could see in animated form the Turtles spewing blood, using their weapons, actually killing enemies. Something that would not really be allowed in traditional PG animation. And actually, right before posting this, I found the 3 animated movies that will actually be rated R or PG-13. It's a lot of information to just throw on here last minute, so if you guys want to see that on its own separate video, let me know down below and I might just make it. It's some pretty interesting movies that they're trying to make here. I think this is a really great step in the animation department. I want to hear from you guys. What kind of movies do you want to see Sony Animation make with now a PG-13 rating and an R rating? Now getting to probably what was the weirdest news of the week this far, at least in the movie sphere. We have here Deadline reporting that Jason Momoa is going to voice Frosty the Snowman in a live-action movie for Warner Brothers Studios. What about that sentence is gonna make me buy a ticket? Now, come on now. I joke around, but you gotta admit, it does sound a little weird. Jason Momoa is not the person you think in the back of your mind when you see Frosty the Snowman. I mean, I'm sure that's a character we've all grown up with, probably have seen the movie once or twice either in school or at home on a nice winter day. There's real nostalgia and attachment to that character, but he has been very absent on the big screen or more modern interpretations. Heck, I stand by my statement in saying that the Michael Keaton Jack Frost movie is the ultimate perfection of the Frosty the Snowman story. That movie had comedy, heart, and a snowman surfboarding. I don't know what else you could want, people. It's even more weird when you think that this is gonna be a live-action movie. So it's not like a CG movie or an animated film. It's gonna be real people looking at a snowman, hearing the voice of a man just saying over and over, "My man." Some cool details that might excite you about this is this will come from the producers of the people who brought you Elf. That is the Will Ferrell comedy that I bet almost 90% of you watch around the Christmas season. So even though I am knocking it right now, I am going to give this movie a chance. I'm willing for it to surprise me. I just do think it's a weird pairing, but hey, it could work. And if they're going for a comedic movie and not trying to take it too seriously, Jason Momoa might be perfect for this. Let me know what you guys think about the live-action Frosty the Snowman movie, and will you actually watch it? Now to the horror movie section of the show. Do you want the good news or the bad news first? Someone said bad news. I heard them first. We do have here Deadline reporting that The Conjuring 3 is looking to leave its release date of this year, September 11th, 2020, and move to the year 2021. In a way, this shouldn't be that surprising, especially if you've been keeping up with the news and knowing all the rise in cases and how even some movie theaters are delaying their openings. But at the same time, part of me is kind of shocked that we are still living in this hellhole. Now, I know there wasn't a lot of people excited for The Conjuring 3 because James Wan has left the project and instead it'll be directed by the same man who brought us La Llorona. That is Michael Chavez. I'm still excited for it just because the Conjuring movies have always done me right, at least the main Conjuring films. And with this one having the tagline, "The Devil Made Me Do It," revolving around the real-life court case where someone used the phrase, "The devil made me do it," as an excuse for why they did something bad. I was really curious for this, and it just kind of sucks that we have to wait more time for it. But jump into the good news here. At least it's good news for me, and I need to bring down a little somebody. There we go. You can just pretend he came out of the sewer. A lot of you who keep up with the daily movie news might have started seeing rumblings around the internet that another It movie with Pennywise the Clown is up and coming, and Warner Brothers is set to announce it very soon. That's all the details we have right now, is that Warner Brothers is planning to make another movie based off the It universe with Pennywise the Clown, and that the announcement will come from Stephen King himself about what this new project is, and there's really only two directions of where this could go. This could either be It Chapter 3, where it's a continuation set in the future after the book that Stephen King wrote, or it's probably the most likely case that they've been hinting at for the longest time in interviews is the It prequel, where we see Pennywise the first time he landed in Derry and haunting his first group of people. We've had the director Andy Muschietti and Bill Skarsgård already talk about an It prequel in development, saying that it's inevitable, so it sounds like they already know it's happening. They're just waiting for that announcement. We've already gotten confirmation from the guy who plays Pennywise that he's open to a third movie and wanting to come back as the character. And I know there's going to be people upset, especially Stephen King fans of the book, who are like, no, there's only one book. You can split it into 2 movies, but that's it. And I completely understand that, but from a business sense, these movies that are rated R and horror films, which those statistics alone should make it that these movies do not succeed at the box office, but they actually end up getting close to $1 billion each film, no way was Warner Brothers just gonna let that gold mine collect dust. The report also that Stephen King will be the one to make the announcement, I think also lets me know that he has a heavy involvement in the story they're gonna want to tell. We saw that years later he decided to write a sequel to his book The Shining entitled Dr. Sleep, and that got a movie. Could part of this announcement for the new It movie be that Stephen King is also writing a book to go along with it? That might soften the blow to a lot of fans, and it's like, alright, if you're making another book, it makes sense why you would make another movie. I knew it was a matter of time before they decided to make another movie, but there is part of me that's kind of surprised that, oh, they're actually gonna make another one. Let me know what you guys think. Is another Pennywise movie actually coming, or do you think Warner Brothers should let the franchise just rest? But that is just all the movie news we have to discuss right now, guys. I do want to hear your opinions on everything we've talked about down below. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Subscribe for more movie-related content. Don't forget to check out those other movie-related videos in the description. Follow me on Twitter at 3C Film Review. As always, I'm Chris. Take care.